Maria Hinton was born in the year 1910 and was raised by her grandmother. She lived with her two sisters, a brother, and a cousin. In her younger years, Maria held various jobs such as cleaning houses and waiting tables. Maria attended Haskell Indian Nations University, and at the age of 63, she was awarded a degree in linguistics at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. As a child, she spoke only Oneida and did not learn English until she went to school at the age of 10.
We're raised by my grandma, and she knew only Oneida ways, you know. First, that's all I knew. Finally, I went to that school and I learned to speak English.
Native American children were forced to attend boarding and community day schools, abandon their native language, and learn the English language and American culture. Maria and her brother Amos were sent to a day school near their home, where Amos ran away after being told he would have to learn to speak English.
At that time, they ran away, from the boarding school when it got real bad. That lady stopped her, and she says, and this might have some kind of maybe assistance that would come from her tribe. And I forgot what she called it, but she told Grandma, if you stay, I'll take you to the canteen. Because nobody had any money. But so the canteen was where you could get some snacks or goodies or maybe some stockings or stuff like that. And so that Menominee lady talked Grandma into staying. And as a result, she didn't run into the night with the other girls.
Many children were no longer able to speak their native language fluently, and many of these languages were being lost to new generations.
The language itself is critical. Unless one understands the language, there is a real loss in terms of being able to understand one's culture. A simple example would be like to say, how old are you? And the phrase that you would use in Oneida is "Donatas os le hago." Now, if you understand only that means the question, how old are you, you've got the figurative translation, but the literal one is, how many winters have you broken? And the culture ties us back to the earth. It ties us back to a different way of thinking. And it's the medium that keeps us connected.
Lalio di halha. Lalio di halha.
Okay.
Wahalio di hala. He did.
Okay.
Wahalio di hala.
Oneida is an extremely endangered language. There aren't enough people that speak it, and it's not being learned as a first language anymore. And when that happens to a language, it's extraordinarily difficult to bring it back. That's the negative side. The positive side is that there's an incredible commitment in that community to the value of the language and to efforts to try to save it.
In the late 1930s, efforts were made to revive the Oneida language with the Oneida Language Revitalization Efforts Program. This program hired tribal elders to assist in the preservation of their native language. Maria was active in this program, writing journals and teaching the language to others. Maria was one of the original representatives of the Wisconsin Native American Language Project, designed to preserve and teach the language of the Menominee, Ojibwa, Oneida, Potawatomi, and Winnebago tribes.
Luna Nuhadi. Luna Nuhadi.
That means he's doing it right now, right?
Yes.
Luna Nuhadi?
He's filling it, yes.
Okay.
Maria was one of the founders and first teachers of the Oneida Nation Turtle Elementary School, which is one of 185 Bureau of Indian Affairs funded schools in the country that incorporates Native American languages into their curriculum.
Well, I went to school there, and it was kind of in me to be doing that, and then they were just starting something like that in Oneida to have everyone learn the language,
The way the turtle was built, as you can see, we're standing in the middle of the turtle. The Oneida language classrooms are in the middle of our turtle because it's at the heart of our curriculum. The students all learn Oneida language from the minute they walk in, and it's on a daily basis for those students throughout the curriculum.
What Maria is probably most known for is creating, with her brother Amos, the most recent Oneida language dictionary, published in 1996.
I did it with the help of my brother. He was older. That's all we had to speak in my grandma's house was Oneida, no English.
Soon after the dictionary was finished, Maria noticed people were mispronouncing many of the Oneida words.
Some of them didn't want to learn the language because all they taught was English. They're all trying to learn now, learning the English way, and
A few years ago, Maria and I were talking about that, and we were talking about the people who were learning the language. And she said she was a little bit frustrated that people, I mean, the dictionary is wonderful and very useful and valuable, but she sensed that a lot of people were using it and pronouncing the words as if they were English.
As a result, she and Professor Cliff Abbott began recording an online audio version of the dictionary. The project took almost 5 years, with Professor Abbott researching historical Oneida language documents and recording Maria pronouncing each word in the dictionary.
She wants us to move forward and become educated. She wants us to understand and appreciate the need to preserve our culture, to preserve our language, and how that correlates directly with being educated and working your way through mainstream America.
Can you tell me your Oneida name?
Yageya, she remembers.
Maria is a national treasure. She is a person who has dedicated most of her life to helping others understand and learn the language.
The language is who we are, and without our language, are we still Oneida? Are we still Untiaga? And without people like Maria, our dream would not be realized. Her and her brother were the heart of who we were when we started out, and they'll forever be here. We still have Maria's room as a shrine.
And it's because of teachers like my grandmother that combine not just the academic world, but combine the traditional, the culture, and the language with the basic foundations of education.
Because of her work teaching and preserving the Oneida language, Maria was one of the first recipients of the PRISM Award given by the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian to Native people who have demonstrated extraordinary and innovative approaches to public service in their local community. Maria and Professor Abbott received the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay's Founders Award for Excellence in Collaborative Achievement for their online Oneida dictionary. Maria's work has inspired tribal leaders to continue to speak Oneida. And the dictionary that she created with her brother Amos is still in use at the Oneida Turtle School.
Some things I can't quite explain to you because I just have an Oneida mind.
I like